Hi guys, and welcome to installment 3 of our video series From Pain to Purpose. This installment will be about recognizing your worth. I know guys, let's unpack that. But first, let's review. In the last 2 installments, we initially began with identifying the pain. Now, in that installment, we talked about identifying the source, the root cause of your pain. And then we went on to finding resolution, which was pretty much going through that pain and that unresolved trauma, making sure to have an anchor, which is key in order to get to the other side. You have to go through, guys, to get through. Remember that. And now we're going to talk about recognizing your worth. Now, oftentimes we find it difficult to recognize who we are, whose we are, and what our worth is. Honestly, it's easy to get overwhelmed with whatever our situation is, whatever our circumstance is, or even our insecurities. We let those things cause us to diminish ourselves, cause us to change how we see ourselves. And honestly, that trickles out to our reactions to certain things or how we act in the moment of a situation and who we call on to help us through that situation. And in order to really reframe how we see ourselves as the reflection of Christ, we have to be in consecration. We've got to be in prayer, and we have to seek God's face, because it's through seeking his face that we're able to identify our own reflection and who we are. We're made by God. He's our creator. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. That is what he says in his word regarding us. God doesn't make any mistakes, guys. 0 mistakes does he make. No matter what situations or circumstances you may have been through, no matter what failures you may have had, no matter, what you see or society tells you is imperfect about yourself, you are perfectly created by God. You are actually a masterpiece of God. So when you seek his face, when you pray, when you fast, when you read his word and ask him for understanding, that's when revelation comes. And with that revelation, you become to recognize your self-worth. You start to recognize who you are and how fearfully and intentionally made you actually are. And you're able to further separate yourself from those situations, circumstances, and insecurities. You stand alone. You are not those things. So guys, seek God and he will validate you. You don't need anyone else, any other person. You don't need a man. You don't need a family member. You don't need your boss. You don't need any of those people to validate you. You need God and his word to bring revelation to you about who you are and whose you are. Each one of us is intentionally made. And guess what? Time is not a restraint to God. He has no restraint of time. So all the things in your past, all the things in your future, your present, he knew them before you were even formed in your mother's womb. Read your word. That's in your word. So you have got to identify. He knows how much you're worth. He put that worth and that purpose inside of you. So it's up to you to seek him so that you can reconnect with that worth and identify that worth in yourself. And it's only through truly identifying what you're really worth that you can start to grow and have revelation of what your purpose is. So I'm telling you now, you are beautiful. You are amazing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made by God in His image. First of all, if that doesn't give you tingles down your spine, I don't know what will. You are created in God's image. Okay? So recognize it, step into it, and hold others accountable for how they see you and how they treat you. You know, it's not up to them to automatically recognize your worth, especially if you don't even know your own worth. Once you recognize your worth, you let others know, hey, I'm the righteousness of God. Okay? You have to own it, believe it, live it, step into it, and don't take it off, girl. Don't take it off. Thank you so much for joining me. We have 2 more installments in our series. We're getting to the juicy part, guys. We're getting to the good part. So come along and step out of that situation, step out of that circumstance, and step into and celebrate your worth, recognize your purpose, and grow in Christ. I'm here to help facilitate that for you. So let's continue on this journey from pain to purpose.